Hey everyone, I'm Alyssa, an Indianapolis Colts cheerleader for the 2024 season, and this is Believe in Colts.
Welcome back to another edition of Believe in Colts. I'm Lawrence Owen, your host, and man, it feels good sitting on this chair. You know why? Because I've been sitting on this chair since the beginning, not literally, the beginning of the NFL season. Before the NFL season, I've been sitting on this high road saying Daniel Jones will play better than what most people think, and the Colts will win the division by at least one game. That was my prediction. I specifically posted that before the week 1 game. And holy cow, the Indianapolis Colts finally had their first divisional rival game of the year, heading down to Tennessee, in Tennessee, against what many thought was a damn good defense, right? And the Tennessee Titans, their offense, obviously, people, question marks, a lot of stuff not going right for that Tennessee offense with the penalties and rookie quarterback and drops and things of that nature. Offensive line with injuries and woes that they have. I get it. But defensively, this was supposed to be a pretty good team. They've been doing pretty well. The Indianapolis walked in there and put 41 on them. 41. The Indianapolis Colts offense looked unbelievable. And what's messed up is this is the game where they finally punted. They went 9 quarters of football this year without punting. Rigo finally punts, pins him back inside the 10-yard line. First time they punted all year, and they dropped the most points that they've had all year. Why? Because their red zone, they scored touchdowns, not just field goals. Unlike they did last week against the Broncos, everybody was questioning the red zone offense of the Indianapolis Colts. It looked pretty darn good today. This was an absolute offensive masterclass by Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, this offensive line, the wide receiving core, even Tyler Warren, the play calling, everything was there. This was absolutely gorgeous. And I'll tell you what, man, Daniel Jones didn't have a 300-yard passing game, 228 yards, a touchdown. He also had 4 carries for 27 yards, 18 of 25, no turnovers. Bro, Daniel Jones doesn't have a turnover to start the entire year, okay? The Indianapolis Colts currently lead the NFL right now, not only in points per game, but turnover differential. They've more touchdowns to turnovers, considering through 3 games, there is no turnovers. But the Colts have gotten at least 1 turnover in every game this year. What a way to start the game out with Kenny Moore pick 6 off the first drive of the game. My goodness, Kenny, thank you. Thank you. The one downside, and everybody's going to say that it's the pass rush. It's our edge rush. And I don't think our defensive line was a downside in this game. Okay? The defense held the Titans to 6 points, 2 field goals in the first half. That's damn impressive. Okay? They got 4 sacks, 8 tackle for losses, and then on top of that, they ran Cam Ward out of that pocket more times than I can count. I think this defense did fine. What happened was injuries on the defense started to pile up. Our secondary started getting hurt. Kenny Moore goes down, right? Charvarius Ward goes down. Then all of a sudden, you're seeing Lou Anarumo change his defensive philosophy from an aggressive standpoint to more of a cautious zone, protect the lead standpoint, because not only did we have a big lead in the second half, we had 2 starting cornerbacks go down to injury. He was trying to protect the lead to make sure that the Colts won this game. And it worked out for the most part. He wasn't nearly as aggressive in the second half due to those injuries and the fact that we had such a big lead. I don't have a problem with what the defense did. Yes. Could we have had more sacks? Absolutely. It's Cam Ward. Look at him. It's like trying to sack, the dude runs very, very well. He's very good at avoiding sacks. Granted, 4 sacks one game, 5 sacks another game, or 5 sacks, 6 sacks, and then 4 sacks this game. Yeah, he's been sacked a lot. Leads the league in the most sacks. But the Colts are right there with all those other the teams that sacked him so much. Okay? The Broncos and the Rams. The Colts were right up there with tackle for losses and pressure percentage against Cam Ward. I don't have a problem with that. Defensively, we did pretty much the same thing, in the first half as what the Broncos and the Rams defensive line did. It's the second half when we had that massive lead and the injuries is when things got a little bit different. Now, this defense is not just personnel. You got to remember it's play calling, okay? It's coaching. And Lou Anarumo had to change his play calling because of the injuries and because of the situation, of the lead with the injuries. I will look more into it tomorrow when the All-22 comes down, but I'm telling you, that's how I saw this game today. The thing that most worries him is the injuries. Alec Pierce goes down with a concussion. I still say he caught that stinking football. All right. Alec Pierce with a beautiful, Daniel Jones, beautiful dime to Alec Pierce down the field. Pierce high points that sucker, comes down, bounces his helmet off the turf, gets a concussion. He had full control of that football. Full control of the football, just like the catch by Alec Pierce beforehand, right? I feel like he had that ball secured. The ball touched the ground, but the ball never moved. And that's the rule. I don't see how the refs, I get it. The ball did touch, but the ball never moved. It should have been a catch. When he bounced his head, he caught the ball, hit the ground, bounced, then let go of the ball. Physically let go of the ball because he was concussed. I feel like that was a catch as well. Alec Pierce is a dog. Alec Pierce should have been freaking extended as soon as the 2024 season was over. But no. Now, is that maybe partially Alec Pierce? Maybe, him and his agents are like, you know what? We're going to bet on ourselves. It's a possibility. But did the Colts even try? That's my question, right? Because Alec Pierce is a man. A man. All right. Now, I'm not saying that he should get $25 million a year. But I'd have no problems giving that man $15 million a year. No problems at all. Give the man his due respect. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Mooney and Kenny Moore, but hopefully these are not long-term injuries. Hopefully we could get at least one of them back by the Rams game, because the Rams have got a couple dogs over there on their offense. Matt Stafford is a slinger. And this one kid, I don't know, maybe you've heard of him, Puka Nacua. I think he currently leads the league in receiving yards. He might not be at the end of, today, but, as we're talking, he was. Dude's a dog out there. And we need guys. We need dogs on the defense to cover him. And it sure as heck ain't Xavier Howard, who got another pass interference penalty right there near the end zone. That moved the ball up big time for the Titans. Look, I get, look, Xavier Howard is not supposed to be our starter. It's supposed to be Ward, Moore, and Jalen Jones. Jones is on IR. Now Ward and Kenny Moore are hurt. Man, I hope it's not. Otherwise, we got to go out there and sign Stephon Gilmore or something. All right. Heck, it might not be a bad idea to go do that now anyhow. Because Xavier Howard right now, due to penalties, is a detriment to the defense, not a positive. He was a massive positive against the Dolphins because he knew the Dolphins. But right now, Xavier Howard is maybe he gets better. I don't know. But he definitely shouldn't be a starter, in my opinion. Not right now. Maybe a backup. Come in when someone gets hurt, which is what he's done, because Jalen Jones. Defensive line, to me, I thought looked pretty good. I thought Zaire Franklin played very good football again. We need a linebacker. There's going to be a lot of you that say, hey, when the draft comes around at the end of the year, which is a long way off, everyone's going to want a cornerback. I'm going to say, dude, go get yourself a will linebacker. Go get yourself an off-the-ball linebacker. Because Bocce and McGrone are not it. Okay? Neither one of them. And Okereke, I don't think he's going to be too expensive. Look, I don't know. Anthony Walker is not a will line. We got Anthony Walker, but he's not a will linebacker. He's a Mike. And as much as I like how well Zaire Franklin's playing, he's a Mike too. He's not a will linebacker. He ain't out there covering tight ends. All right. Love what he does as a Mike, and run support and things of that nature. Heck, he had a blitz today that worked out very, very well. Beautiful freaking stunt blitz that he sold absolutely perfectly in this game defensively. Loved it. Thought he did fan-freaking-tastic. But we got to have a conversation. Everyone's going to say, hey, you know what? It's only 3 games. Don't get too high on Daniel Jones and the offense. But this offense is doing what they're supposed to do. They're putting massive blowout points against bad teams and still doing very well against good defenses. Okay? Right now, Daniel Jones is breaking records, not just for the last couple years. I'm talking Daniel Jones and this offense is breaking franchise records right now. Daniel Jones is the first quarterback in Colts, not Indianapolis Colts history to have 3 touchdowns passing, 3 touchdowns rushing, and no turnovers. Andrew Luck never even done that to start the season. Andrew Luck never done that. Dude's beasting it out there. Okay? And we played a couple really good defenses and 3 good defensive lines. All right? Dolphins defensive line on paper are good. Broncos defensive line on paper are good. And now the Tennessee, they had an injury, right? They had one of Sweat was hurt, right? Which kind of hurt them a little bit. But I mean, I didn't hear Jeff Simmons' name the whole game. Right? Dude, what Daniel Jones, they sent that blitz. 2 offensive linemen for the Colts fell down. There was 2 guys come damn near unchecked against Daniel Jones. And he just spins out of their way, turns upfield, goes right back to where the area that was vacated, where the pressure came from, took off on those like 3rd and 7, picked up 17 yards rushing, first down. Even when under pressure, Daniel Jones has looked amazing. He looks fantastic when he's clean and a beautiful pocket. But what's not getting talked about enough is the fact that teams are blitzing the shit out of him. And sometimes those blitzes get through and he's still making them pay. And not turning the football over and making completions and making rushes. Right now, Daniel Jones is playing as a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Top 3. I get it. It's only week 3. Let's calm the horses. But as I said at the beginning of this podcast, the beginning of the show, I said Daniel Jones is going to perform better than what most people think. And I hit that dead on the money. There's a reason why I wanted him when he was still a New York Giant. I saw the tape. Okay? You read the tape, you see the potential there. His offensive line was garbage. He had no help at wide receiver. He had a running back until his final year when they traded Saquon Barkley for Malik Neighbors, basically, is what happened. So he had one go-to guy, and that's it. Everybody else was garbage. Indianapolis is just loaded with talent. Okay? And I hate to say this about Anthony Richardson, but look, I think Anthony Richardson could be a good player in the NFL. But he is not on the level of Daniel Jones right now. Not even close. Those of you who were so crappy that they started Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson because he was, more consistent. Forgive me for doing the air quotes. And then you wanted to point into his last year about his completion percentage, his last year. Go watch the tape. Numbers can lie. Tape doesn't lie. Okay? New York and New Jersey, because we all know about that situation. They have a thing with just making, just being a grave for quarterbacks. Get out of there. Whether you're a Jets quarterback or a Giants quarterback, you're not used to having any kind of protection. You get out of there. At that point, right, you're war hardened. At that point, you're war hardened. You're used to the pressure on a consistent basis. When you finally get some decent freaking help, it's like a breath of fresh air. And you could play above and beyond what you had ever done before. And that's what's going on with Jones. But I digress. It is only week 3. We got the Rams coming next week. They also have a very good defense, but they also have a very good offense. That is going to be the ultimate test of this team. Rams and Chargers are the 2 best teams, in my opinion, that the Colts will face this year. Now, you would think it would be the Chiefs, but I mean, their only win this year, from what I'm seeing right now as it's going on, is they're beating maybe the worst seed, the Giants, right? They're beating the Giants, but they lost the other 2 games. Right now, the Chiefs are not a top team in the NFL. They're a mid-tier as of right now. Whereas the Colts right now are a top 5 team, in my opinion, the way they're playing. But yes, the Rams and the Chargers over the next few weeks are going to be true measures of this team. But as of right now, like I said earlier, hey, you know what? They're doing what they're supposed to. You could only play the teams that are in front of you. And they are blowing out bad teams and are beating good teams. And that's all you can ask for from any NFL team. That's what you expect. Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Please don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, tag that notification bell so that you are notified next time I go live or upload a video. And if you're listening to this on an audio podcast, please rate and review. It would help me so much. And until next time, I'm Lawrence Owen. This was Believe in Colts. And as usual, go Colts.
Do you believe?